This question comes to us from H, and H writes this: Pastor Richard, I have a very diverse set of friends. We're all Christians, but attend very different churches. At dinner last night, we got on the topic of current events, and it was clear that I was in the minority of the group on what I believe Scripture teaches about marriage, the distinction of man and woman, and how we serve our neighbor. I did my best to present the truth that Scripture teaches, but my views kept being called repressive, and that the Bible was written for a specific context and a specific time. How can I approach these kinds of conversations in the future? Thanks, H. H, great question. When it comes to this situation of being accused of being repressive, there's something much more complex going on behind the scenes. In our culture that we live in, there's something called social justice warrior ideology at work. And what that does is this: it takes different people and it places them in the oppressed category and places other people in the oppressor category. As a result, you have this oppressed and oppressor relationship going on where you have certain individuals that are being persecuted, that are being kept down by these oppressors. And so then you need a false Christ to come along and to enable and to encourage people to come and rescue all these poor oppressed people from these oppressors, these persecutors. Now, here's the fundamental problem with this. Now, there's indeed times where people are oppressed. However, in a biblical category, in a biblical way of thinking, the Bible puts us all in the same category. And that category is this, is that we're oppressors, all of us. We sin in thought, word, and deed. We sin against the Lord in all of our actions. And we all oppress against the truth of Scripture. So when the Scriptures come along, when the real Jesus comes along, we are to be revealed that we are all sinners in thought, word, and deed, and that we need to be liberated by the real Jesus Christ, who liberates us from our own self-imposed slavery to sin. He liberates us from the condemnation of that sin. He liberates us from the ideologies of the world. He liberates us from the evil one himself. So when it comes down to this, the very, very fundamental problem is that we can end up placing two groups of people in different categories, one that's worthy of redemption and compassion, and the other one is to be persecuted. But the Scriptures place us all in the same category, all condemned in thought, word, and deed, all needing to be rescued by the real Jesus Christ. I hope that helps, and we'll catch you next time.
Hey Lightning Cut Watchers, if you want to learn more about the topic of this video, I'd like to encourage you to check out my new book from Concordia Publishing House titled, Will the Real Jesus Please Stand Up? 12 False Christs. It is a book focusing on the 12 false Christs created in this spiritual landscape of our North American context. There's a link below that you can look at. Please type that into your search engine and go to Concordia Publishing House to order this book and also find all sorts of wonderful resources that are in conjunction with this book. Also, 25 likes and 25 comments on this video will boost it for others to see.